This is Singapore's famous smart city. Now look at this near-perfect twin sitting right here on African soil. This is Kenya's Silicon Savannah. The fact that they look identical is 100% by design. It's the ultimate master plan replication. If there's one country on Earth with an ambitious plan to clone another nation's success story, it's Kenya. From the president himself making this vow.
By 2055, by God's grace, this nation will be a first world country. We have the human capital, we have the resources, we have the plan, and we have the vision.
He continues to drive the point home, noting that what took others generations, Singapore did in just 30 years.
It's going to take us the same time Korea did, Singapore did, China did. In just 30 years, they managed to move their countries from third world to first world.
Even his ministers are echoing the same vision.
We're on the journey to Singapore, and Nairobi will not be left behind. This is the capital of Singapore. Excellency. We're committing to make Nairobi work because lazima I work. Singapore, here we come.
As a result of this master plan, the city skyscrapers are already speaking for themselves. Futuristic smart cities taking form, including this Tatu City, designed to be Africa's safest small haven. The incredible out of the sci-fi movie Konza Technopolis, which is serving as the nation's smart laboratory for nearly everything.
From Kaiboy?
Yes.
You are working for an artificial intelligence company?
Yes.
In the US?
Yes.
You're
up to this ultimate $25 billion project bet to fully transform Kenya into the Singapore of Africa.
In July 2025, President Ruto outlined a plan to raise 5 trillion Kenya shillings to transform the country into a first world status.
They are literally turning their slums into world-class smart cities.
Singapore was a slum like Kibera.
Now, I'm going to reveal everything about these massive, multi-billion-dollar mega projects, including this $25 billion project no one is talking about, all designed to completely elevate Kenya into a first-world status, ideally mirroring the Singapore we see today. The first and fifth projects on our list are near-perfect copies of this Asian titan. But before we break down how Kenya is pulling off this replication, here's an irony I want you to know. Back in 1960, Kenya and Singapore were sitting in the exact same category of poverty. Both were struggling third-world countries, a fact the president himself openly admits publicly.
We are going to do the things that those countries did. They were with us as third world countries. Today they are first world countries.
Kenya gained its independence in 1963, followed closely by Singapore in 1965. The race for economic development officially began right then. But from that starting line, each country took a wildly different path. Under its founding father, Lee Kuan Yew, Singapore adopted highly disciplined, fiercely efficient leadership. They had zero tolerance for corruption. They aggressively embraced human capital development and pulled in massive foreign direct investments. Kenya's approach? Well, it was basically the exact opposite. And that's shocking when you consider Kenya's vast size and enormous natural resources, especially compared to Singapore, which started with practically nothing. The irony is deep. In fact, Singapore's founding father actually visited Kenya in 1964 just to learn from them. Today, online communities joke that Kenya was the one who actually invented this blueprint first, and Singapore just executed it perfectly while Kenya stalled out. After 6 decades of realizing they were on the wrong track, Kenya has finally woken up. Now, the goal is to trigger an economic miracle. From Africa's most innovative tech hubs to sprawling housing projects and next-level financial centers, here is exactly how they are doing it. Out of everything, nothing is pushing Kenya toward becoming the next Singapore quite like these massive, futuristic-looking buildings. They look strikingly similar to Singapore's Punggol Digital District. But this is Kenya's $15 billion Konza Smart City, an ambitious attempt to transform lowland Savannah into a self-sustaining Silicon Valley of Africa, hence the name Silicon Savannah. In fact, this is one of the most valuable single projects Kenya has ever undertaken. First and foremost, Kenya is starting by empowering its people. Take a look here. This is a world-class university modeled after South Korea's KAIST, ranked among the top 50 in the world. But this one sits right here in Africa, inside Konza City, surrounded by a vast, growing ecosystem of modern roads, industrial zones, and data centers. It's a direct reflection of the kind of first-world system Kenya is aiming to build. Singapore is known for its advanced smart cities, and Kenya is stepping into that space too. Before we go deeper into Konza Smart City and its ecosystem, let me ask you something. Do you remember the #1 factor behind Singapore's rise? It was its people. In 1965, when Singapore gained independence, its population was small and largely uneducated. Singapore's founding father, Lee Kuan Yew, realized early that to build a first-world nation, you must first build a first-world mindset. So they invested heavily in their people, building schools and creating an advanced education system focused on technology and science. They trained their citizens for some of the most high-skilled, high-paying jobs in the world. That became the foundation of everything they've achieved today. This is exactly what Kenya is now doing through the Konza Technopolis project, its own version of a Silicon Valley rebranded as the Silicon Savannah. This is a government-led $15 billion initiative, located about 60 kilometers southeast of Nairobi. Instead of expanding an existing city, this 5,000-acre project is being built entirely from scratch, a purpose-built smart city designed to anchor Kenya's transition into a globally competitive, knowledge-driven economy. At first glance, the scale is massive. Entering this city feels different. Along these wide, modern roads, you'll find numerous road signs, and you are required to stop at them even if no one else is around. You pause for a few seconds. It's designed to enforce the kind of discipline and safety you'd find in Singapore. Beyond the main roads, there are walkways and dedicated bicycle lanes. As you can see, today the city is almost well developed, with Phase 1 nearing completion. But back in 2018, this entire 5,000-acre site was covered in bush and savanna grass. Construction began with digging deep into the ground to lay foundational infrastructure, what's known as horizontal work. At this stage, they installed water systems and waste management networks right into the ground. If you look at the skyline, you won't see any overhead power lines or messy internet cables. Everything is underground, the hallmark of a true smart city. After the horizontal work, the structures you see today began to rise. At its core, Konza is the flagship mega-project of Kenya's Vision 2030. Its scale and ambition closely mirror the infrastructure-driven growth models that transformed countries like Singapore and Korea. But fiber optics and smart grids are useless without the human capital to run them. That's where Kenya's Advanced Institute of Science and Technology, KAIST, comes in. This is a highly specialized postgraduate research institution modeled directly after South Korea's KAIST, with influence from Singapore's top universities. Phase 1 alone cost a staggering $130 million. This is where young Kenyan talent will be trained in fields like advanced computing, mechanical engineering, civil and environmental engineering, and agricultural biotechnology. They're provided with world-class facilities, including modern hostels like this. Cutting-edge labs and research centers funded in part by a $94 million loan from South Korea, one of the key partners in this project. AI and robotics labs are also part of the system. The goal is clear: stop the brain drain. Kenya wants an elite workforce that creates and owns innovation locally rather than just importing Western tech. To support this, Kenya partnered with Chinese tech giant Huawei, has established East Africa's largest data center, the Konza Cloud, located right inside this smart city. It's a Tier 3 national data center with a 1.6 petabyte capacity, capable of maintenance without disrupting operations, delivering 99.98% uptime. It also holds certifications like LEED Platinum, proving it's not just reliable, but energy efficient too. Historically, African institutions had to rent computing power from foreign firms, sending money and data abroad. Konza changes that. Now, researchers at Kenya Advanced Institute of Science and Technology can run massive simulations on a local cloud. Intellectual property stays in Kenya. Here is President William Ruto launching the Konza Intelligence Operations Center, the brain providing data analytics for the entire city.
This is the platform, which is the Intelligent Operation Center, that integrates all the different technologies you've seen, and then it does analytics and also predictability. This is the Konza Intelligent Operation Center.
It is living proof that local talent can run these advanced systems with minimal foreign help. Right next to KAIST, another university, Riara, is also nearing completion. Alongside it are institutions like the Open University of Kenya, the Africa Center for Technology Studies, and the Green and Digital Innovation Hub, all designed to equip Kenyans with 21st century skills and drive a knowledge-based economy. One of the most impactful programs emerging from this ecosystem is the JITUMI program.
From Kaiboi,
Yes.
you are working for an artificial intelligence company
Yes.
in the US.
Yes.
You're That's what it is.
And yes, you're hearing that right. Kenya's investment in talent is already producing real results. That's a young Kenyan working for a USAI company while living in his home country. This is the direct output of a skills-based economy Kenya is actively building.
When I was not working, I used to be idle during the holidays and weekends. But when JITUMI came, I've started earning and making a little money, and I've been able to save some of that money and use it for academic purposes.
And here is another example.
I'm waiting to withdraw this $6 on Wednesday, that is.
The JITUMI Digital Enablement Program is a nationwide initiative under Kenya's Ministry of ICT and Digital Economy, powered by Konza Technopolis. The name JITUMI comes from Swahili, meaning push yourself. Its mission is to equip young Kenyans with digital skills, internet access, and hardware, reducing unemployment by opening doors into the digital economy. It positions Kenya as a competitive force in the global digital workforce, as President Ruto explains here.
But you know, the nature of work has changed, yes. Nowadays, work is on the computer, work is in the site, work in different places. Employment has changed.
Here's how it works. JITUMI sets up digital hubs across the country, offering free high-speed internet, virtual desktops, and advanced computer labs equipped with modern systems like Windows 11 desktops. Beyond infrastructure, participants receive training in high-demand skills like data entry, digital marketing, graphic design, AI literacy, and software development. They're also mentored by professionals who guide them in building online profiles, navigating freelance platforms, and securing jobs.
Kwa my parent account, nilikuwa nime-earn $314.
In the last few months, kama siku I made a total of $21.
From $12 right now, I'm earning over $21 in a day.
To reach underserved communities, these hubs are spread across technical institutions, polytechnics, and rural areas. Access is simple and free. Just bring a national ID or register online to find the nearest center. Their ambition is massive.
Our target is to ensure that we create 1 million jobs by year 5.
By late 2024, hundreds of thousands had been trained, with over 130,000 connected to digital jobs. You can see the impact yourself. This is the clearest impact of Konza Smart City on Kenya's youth. By 2026, government data shows that programs like JITUMI and Ajira have trained over 1.8 million young people. More than 300,000 are already working through digital platforms and the gig economy. And they are aiming to double those numbers soon.
We will deploy 20,000 computers in our TVETs, all our TVETs. We are on course, 113 have already been equipped. We're going to equip all the 272 shortly.
Human capital is what launched Singapore and South Korea into the first world, and Kenya is pushing hard to follow. How long do you think it will take? And what are the chances of success? Let me know in the comments. According to the World Bank, Kenya ranks 143, while Singapore stands at 13th globally in the Human Capital Development Index, a measure of knowledge, skills, health, and productivity. Still, there's a long road ahead. But training talent is only half the battle. Those people need places to work. Back in Konza Technopolis, there are dedicated office spaces for corporations, along with fully furnished modern apartments like this one where people can live, work, and study. There's also designated land for industrial development. This is Lucky DJX, a textile and solar panel manufacturing facility that's set to hire 10,000 people, mostly Kenyans. Just look at the scale. It's massive. Wherever you look in Konza, new structures are rising every day. Phase 1 features 40 kilometers of smart roads, a 120 megawatt substation, and East Africa's first vacuum-based waste system. There's still a lot more underway, and vast tracts of land have been reserved for future expansion. But to truly qualify as a modern smart city, there's one critical system that often gets overlooked: the sewage system. And Konza delivers on that too. This is Africa's first automated solid waste management facility of its kind. Inside, everything is designed to world-class standards. The system includes 14.8 kilometers of underground pipelines that collect waste across the city in just 1 hour, moving at speeds of up to 70 kilometers per hour. It can process up to 40 tons of waste per day. For liquid waste, the infrastructure is just as advanced, from open water systems, pumping stations, to these massive treatment tanks, all designed to position Konza as Kenya's leading smart and innovation city. And remember, Konza City is just $15 billion project. Up next, there's an even bigger one, worth $25 billion, designed to push Kenya even closer to the Singapore model. But before that, look at this. This is Tatu City, Kenya's $4 billion privately owned megacity that is literally rewriting the rules of urban development in Africa. Built on 5,000 acres and located just 20 kilometers from Nairobi's central business district, the scale is jaw-dropping. If Konza is Kenya's government-led attempt to build the digital brain of a first-world nation, then Tatu City is a direct parallel to Singapore's Jurong Industrial Estate, the investor-friendly manufacturing hub that attracted billions in foreign investment and kick-started Singapore's economic miracle. Singapore understood early that to build a first-world economy, it had to attract foreign investors, offering tax incentives and eliminating bureaucracy. Kenya has followed that exact playbook. Global investors here get a 10% corporate tax rate, 0 VAT, and no import duties. The one-stop shop system eliminates the typical bureaucracy. The strategy is working. By 2025 and 2026, it has already pulled in over $3 billion in foreign direct investment. In fact, Tatu City alone accounts for nearly 2/3 of Kenya's total FDI. Today, over 100 companies, both local and global, are already operating here, from CCI Global's massive call centers to a multi-million-dollar pharmaceutical production hub utilizing Chinese technology after Moderna cancelled its $500 million facility in Tatu City. And more importantly, this ecosystem has already created over 25,000 direct jobs for Kenyans. Right now, not decades from now.
This plant inside Tatu City. Yes. Why Tatu City?
Tatu is a world-class facility. It has invested heavily in infrastructure, especially steady power and water.
Why Tatu City? You could have gone to other places.
I think Tatu City is the new area, the area to be watching at the moment, bringing the city out here to Tatu. The environment is lovely. Our students are not in the city centre. Our students are out in this beautiful environment.
Because it is privately managed, Tatu offers uninterrupted power, water and fibre, shielded from national outages. Singapore transformed by building these investor-friendly environments. Tatu City proves Kenya is doing the same.
Currently, there are 25,000 people who live and work in Tatu City on a daily basis, people coming in and out as well for jobs. So the development has created a big economic boost for Kenya in terms of the investment.
Did you know that Singapore's Changi Airport ranks as the #1 best airport in the world and has become one of the busiest and most connected hubs in Southeast Asia, not by accident? They earned it. And Kenya is aiming for that pride too.
That this year we will be building a new world-class airport that will support not just Kenya as a hub in our region, not just our tourism sector, not just our conference sector, but also our business.
You can't reach first world status without a world-class transit hub to pull in investors and tourists. Singapore understood this decades ago. Kenya's reality, however, is a bit different. Its main gateway, Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, was built in 1958 for 7.5 million passengers. Today, it's squeezing in over 9 million. The overcrowding is showing, leaking roofs during heavy rains, power failures, and a single runway system that can paralyze the region's entire flight schedule if one aircraft breaks down. It's not just a headache. For Kenya's survival, a new airport is a necessity. To fix the strain, the government is pursuing expansion through public-private partnerships. A major deal with the Adani Group for a new terminal and runway was cancelled after fierce public backlash and legal concerns over sovereignty.
Child here waiting hungrily, no one comes there. This is not good at all.
Our flight was at 6:45 a.m. We came here at 4 a.m. We've been waiting for 6 hours. I was literally sitting there just doing nothing, bored.
Now, the government is moving fast with a $2 billion overhaul to expand and add more runways, terminals, and roads. Passenger capacity is expected to rise from 9 million to over 22 million, while cargo volume is projected to increase from 47,000 tons in 2025 to more than 860,000 tons by 2045. The expansion is estimated to cost around $2 billion, and the timeline is tight.
We'll really work around the clock and expect to deliver a new airport within 3 years.
The irony is that 3 African nations are all building mega airports instead of combining their efforts.
Ethiopia have a brand new airport. Rwanda have a brand new airport. And it is the reason why we need to work with investors to give us a new airport in Nairobi.
Who do you think will win this race? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Since all neighbors are building, Kenya's project has one edge: an integrated airport city and special economic zone. This mirrors the logistics model that made Singapore a global giant. Kenya is aiming to be the regional nerve center, and it's getting close. Look at the standard gauge railway. The Nairobi terminus is less than 10 kilometers away. This railway already links Mombasa from the Indian Ocean to Nairobi, where passengers can literally spot elephants and giraffes from their seats.
Oh, we have an elephant over here.
Here, President Ruto says it's about moving people and goods, but it goes deeper than that.
This is about people. This is about movement of goods. This is about farmers being able to move goods and services from their farms to the markets. This is about people who can move, from home to work.
This is part of a broader master plan to connect East African countries along the Northern Corridor to the port of Mombasa through this $5 billion railway. By linking Uganda, Rwanda, and potentially Burundi and the DRC, Kenya could solidify its position as a regional logistics powerhouse, an essential step toward becoming a first-world country by 2055. Additionally, Kenya has recently upgraded a 175-kilometer stretch of a major highway, the Rironi-Mau Summit Road, along the Northern Corridor. It connects Rironi, near Nairobi, to Naivasha, Nakuru, and Mau Summit, forming a critical route to Western Kenya, and onward to Uganda, which links further to Rwanda. All of this strengthens Kenya's logistics network. And now, here comes the ultimate $25 billion gamble to achieve that vision. But before we reveal more, if you've enjoyed this so far, hit the like button and subscribe to Arisen Now for more stories of Africa on the rise. One of the key moves that made Singapore a global powerhouse was building one of the busiest and most capable seaports in the world. Now, Kenya is stepping in with a $25 billion bet. The LAPSSET Corridor program is Kenya's most ambitious project yet, a $25 billion attempt not just to build infrastructure, but to completely reshape the country's economic geography. Launched in 2012, it aims to reduce reliance on the Mombasa-Nairobi Northern Corridor by creating a second massive trade route anchored at Lamu and stretching deep into the African interior. This corridor opens up Kenya's vast northern and eastern regions, over 70% of its landmass, which have long been underdeveloped. At the same time, it positions Kenya as the main gateway for landlocked countries like South Sudan and the second most populous nation on the continent, Ethiopia, placing Kenya in direct competition with Djibouti and Tanzania. At its core, LAPSSET is a 500-meter-wide integrated economic corridor that combines transport, energy, and industrial infrastructure on a massive scale. The Lamu deep sea port, estimated at $3.1 billion, is designed to include 23 berths, capable of rivaling Mombasa. A standard gauge railway network, now projected to cost around $16 billion, would connect Lamu to Isiolo and branch out toward Juba and Addis Ababa. Supporting this are highways like the completed 505-kilometer Isiolo to Moyale Road, linking Kenya directly to Ethiopia. The corridor also includes a $3 billion crude oil pipeline from Lokicha and South Sudan to the coast. Along with product pipelines, international airports in Lamu, Isiolo, and Turkana, and multiple special economic zones, resort cities, and industrial parks. Progress is tangible but staggered. The first berths at Lamu Port are operational, but the transformative rail network and pipelines are still in the design stages, with timelines stretching into the 2040s. The upside? LAPSSET could boost Kenya's GDP by up to 10% as industrial zones mature. It would give Kenya control over the supply routes for a region of 160 million people. But the risks are massive. Financing is the biggest constraint, forcing a reliance on external debt that puts the government under immense pressure. However, one obstacle looms larger than financing: corruption. While Singapore is the third least corrupt nation on earth, Kenya sits at 130th. Many worry that secured funds could vanish into embezzlement.
That unfortunately, that success of Tatu City has attracted opportunistic politicians in Kenya. All the while, they try to seize 40 acres of land from Tatu City, including land for Governor Wamatange's residence. The value of the land they are trying to take from Tatu City is 4.3 billion shillings. That's about $33 million US.
If they can minimize this, the path to first world status becomes inevitable.
By 2055, by God's grace, this nation will be a first world country. We have the human capital, we have the resources, we have the plan, and we have the vision.
Now, let's be honest. Do you think Kenya will achieve this status by 2055? That's less than 30 years away. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. In the meantime, click the video on your screen right now to see more African projects on the rise.